All right, if you live in New York, you know the drill when winter hits, right? Salt. Everywhere. But what if I told you that our trusty solution for icy roads is actually creating this huge hidden problem for our water? Well, today we're going to dig into that and find a much better way. So let me ask you something. Think back to the last time you salted your driveway or your front steps. Be honest, did you just kind of grab a handful or maybe half the bag and just toss it out there? We all do it, but have you ever stopped to wonder how much salt do we actually need? Okay, get ready for this because the answer is probably going to surprise you. It turns out what most of us think we need and what actually works, they're worlds apart. So let's dive right into New York's big winter habit. I mean, let's be real. New York winters are no joke. They can be absolutely brutal. One minute it's fine, the next you're dealing with treacherous ice everywhere. And for, like, forever, rock salt has been our go-to, our number one weapon to keep the roads and sidewalks safe. We see it everywhere, right? From the huge salt trucks on the thruway all the way down to our own front steps. We just scatter it, and it seems to work. It's quick, it's easy, but here's the thing. That convenience, it comes with a really big price tag, one that we don't always see. So, have you ever wondered what happens to all that salt after the ice is gone? I mean, it doesn't just poof, disappear. It has to go somewhere. And where it ends up is where our story gets pretty serious. We're talking major, long-term damage. Okay, so here's the breakdown. All that salty slush washes right into our lakes and rivers, polluting the fresh water that, wildlife and all of us need to survive. It even seeps down into our groundwater, which is where a lot of our drinking water comes from. And on top of all that, it's super corrosive. It's literally eating away at our bridges, our roads, and even the bottom of your car. So you're probably thinking, it must take a ton of salt to really cause a problem, right? Well, this next part is pretty mind-blowing. To permanently pollute 5 gallons of fresh water, all it takes is, yep, one single teaspoon. And here's the real kicker. That pollution is permanent. Once that salt is in the water, there's no practical way to get it out. It's just there, forever. So every little teaspoon adds up. Now just imagine that multiplied by the thousands of tons we dump every single winter. Suddenly the scale of this problem gets pretty huge, right? Okay, so that's the bad news. But the good news? This is totally a problem we can do something about. And it doesn't mean we have to completely change our lives. It's all about a smarter approach. And it literally starts right on your own doorstep. It all boils down to these 3 simple S's. First up, shovel. Seriously, the more snow and ice you can just physically remove, the less salt you're gonna need. It's that simple. Second, spread it sparingly. And don't worry, I'm about to show you exactly what that means. And third, skip it. If the temperature drops below 15 degrees Fahrenheit, regular rock salt pretty much stops working anyway. So at that point, you're just wasting it and causing pollution for literally no benefit. So what does sparingly even look like in the real world? Okay, forget the idea of just grabbing handfuls and throwing them around. Picture this. For a normal 20-foot driveway, all you need is about 12 ounces of salt. That's it. To put that in perspective, that's about the amount that fits in a regular coffee mug. Just 1 mug's worth spread out evenly and you're good to go. No waste, no problem. And hey, if you want to get ahead of the game, here's a fantastic pro tip. I love this quote from the DEC. Salt brine isn't just for Thanksgiving turkeys. It turns out you can whip up your own super effective de-icer right at home. It's like a recipe. You just mix about 3.5 cups of salt into a gallon of hot water. Stir it up till it's all dissolved, then pour it into one of those garden sprayers. The trick is to spray it on your driveway before the storm arrives. What it does is prevent the ice from sticking to the pavement, which makes shoveling a million times easier. Okay, so what we do at home is huge, but it's also part of a much bigger effort. It's not just on us. New York State is actually taking this really seriously and working on large-scale solutions to cut down on salt pollution everywhere. And the really cool part is, you're not in this alone. This isn't just a few people trying to make a difference. When you make these small changes at home, you're plugging into this massive, statewide strategy that involves everyone from scientists to road crews, all working together to solve this thing. One of the main groups leading the charge is the Adirondack Road Salt Reduction Task Force. It sounds official, and it is. They got started back in 2020, and it's basically a team of experts, scientists, state officials, you name it. And their whole job is to figure out better ways to keep our roads safe and our water clean by using less salt. And they're looking at the whole picture. They're studying the environmental damage, they're testing out new, smarter ways to manage the roads in winter, they're helping get the word out to the public, like we're doing right now, and they're making real recommendations on how to cut back on salt across the entire state. And this isn't just talk. The state is putting its money where its mouth is. Just this past May, in 2024, New York put aside $15 million to help fix this. That money goes straight to our towns and cities so they can buy better equipment, things like brine makers, and more modern, efficient plows that get the job done with way less salt. So let's bring it all home. Back to you, back to your driveway and the winter that's just around the corner. I know it's easy to think, what difference can I really make? But with this stuff, your actions create this incredible ripple effect. Think about it. Every single time you decide to shovel first, every time you reach for that one coffee mug of salt instead of the whole bag, you are personally stopping permanent pollution from getting into the water we all share. And this is maybe the most important takeaway of all. We don't have to choose between having safe roads and having clean water. That's a false choice. By just being a little smarter about it, we absolutely can, and we have to, have both. So as we finish up here, I just want to leave you with this one question. What's the one small change you're going to make this winter? Are you going to try the DIY brine? Are you going to start measuring out your salt? Think about it. What's your move going to be to help be part of the solution?